If you're needing to replace a lace in a device, here's the steps to start. First, I want to release the reel so it's in silent mode, and then I can just pull out all the excess lace in the device. Now, as I go to the reel, I want to identify that metal insert where the release mechanism lives. That's where I can take a screwdriver and gently pry out that dial. Now I can pull out the excess lace, and I'll cut the reel off of the device. Once I've cut the lace, I'm now going to remove the excess lace from the dial itself. In order to do so, I want to align those lace ports once again. Those green marks on the washer should align with the green marks on the spool. If I just turn it, it turns very easily. To get those back aligned, it's going to open up the area that I need to work with to remove the lace. The easiest way to get the lace out is to identify where the knot is on this side of the constriction. This portion of the lace over here is the easiest to grab with a sharp little tool and lift out of the dial. Once you lift that out, I like to just use a pair of needle nose pliers, and it lets me get right to the knot and pull that knot and the rest of that lace right out. Now, before I relace my dial, I'm going to need to install those red lock plugs again so that my lace ports are open. In order to do that, I'll get my click tool and the red lace plugs that come in the lacing kit ready for use. I'm going to take my click tool, and these two areas of the tool, they fit exactly into these notches of the metal shift ring. Now what I'm going to do is turn that shift ring. It helps if I hold the base itself, not the dial, but if I hold the base. Make sure I'm inserted properly. And as I turn, I can insert the ends down into that pocket that holds itself. Now my favorite way to do this, just because things are spring-loaded in this moment, is just go ahead and put a small screwdriver or a pin into the dial there, and then that's not needed anymore. And it frees up a bunch of space to put my red lock plugs in. Where do I put them is the question. So I want you to identify the springs, and then this metal part, and then a gap. That gap is where we're going to put these red lock plugs. So if I just pick one up, it's a little bit curved, so match the curvature of the lock plug to the curvature of the housing, and just put it right in. I can do exactly the same thing on the other side. Now I have my lock plugs in place. The last step I want to do is make sure that I align the spool with the washer. So I'm going to try to move that green mark on the spool to align with the green mark on the washer. If I need it to turn clockwise, I just turn my dial clockwise until I feel really good about those green alignment marks being lined up with each other. Now this reel is ready to relace. First, you should have two red lock plugs that keep the lace ports open for easy lacing. Second, we want to check out the alignment of the spool relative to the housing. Those green alignment marks on the washer should align with the green alignment marks on the spool. If they don't, it's easy to just turn the dial to get them to line right up so you know that the internal alignment is perfect. The next step is to lace your device. In this example, I'm going to show lacing the C port and the A port, attaching that C lace to the C lace port in the reel, and the A lace to the A lace port on the reel. How do we get that done? First, I'm going to take my green lace feeder. You'll notice there's a little curve to this lace feeder. I like to hold it so that curve is kind of pointing upwards. For the C lace port, I'm going to take the green lace feeder, and I'm just going to feed it right in. You'll see it poke right into the spool pocket. Now, it is possible to feed it into other places. So just feed it in straight and watch for it. And then if you just keep pushing, it'll pop right up and out. Now, I can take the lace that's coming out of the C port of the collar, because I'm lacing the C port in the dial, and I'm just going to insert the lace through the loop, pull it tight, and now I just pull that lace up and into the spool pocket. When using HD lace, our high durability lace that's found in Revo Fit kits, we're going to tie a single overhand knot. To do that, you make a loop, and then you tuck the end through the loop, and then pull it tight. This will leave enough room to tuck nicely into the spool pocket. When using the HC lace, our high capacity lace that's found in Revo Lock kits and Revo Surface kits, it's important to use a double overhand knot. To tie a double overhand knot, I'm going to create a loop, and I'm going to tuck that lace end through that loop once, and then I'm just going to tuck it through twice. And then I can pull it tight. Makes just a little bit bigger knot. I'm going to cut it, burn it, and now I'm ready to tuck it into the lace pocket. There are two different modes to utilize when using the click reel. Please reference the video How the Click Reel Works and download the Click Reel Dual Modes PDF in the Click Reel Learn It course. One last step. I'm going to just quickly remove those little red lock plugs to now activate the components inside the dial. After installing the click reel into the device, you want to just test the function. To do that, I'm going to wind the dial. I'm going to make sure it winds up lace quickly and effectively. When the tension has all been taken up, the reel will automatically shift into micro functionality. I want to just make sure that closure and adjustment is happening, both forwards and backwards.